Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Amy for giving me this opportunity to share our story to the group, and I'd like to thank everyone who's here right now. So I'll be very quick about this. Just a brief background about my journey is that my son was born with the Childhood Fellow back in 2011. And then when he was 6 months old, we were told that he'll be needing around 20,000 US dollar worth of open heart surgery, which we don't have. So we basically ran a 3-month fundraising campaign to raise that money, and we were successful enough to raise the money, and eventually it led us to create a support group within our country. So the things that I'll be sharing here today would be basically the things that we did that made it successful, and some of the things that we did when we were already a support group. So of raising funds and awareness, so basically create a name for your campaign, which Jemima already explained earlier. Create a logo or a brand. Yes, we did tap into marketing specialist, social media specialist. My sister creates logos, so we get that for free. So create a logo or brand that will actually stick to the public. So these are just some of the. This is my son's Maven's Heart Fund. That's my son's fundraising campaign. And Get Better Need was basically our first support. So they had the journey as well a year prior to us, and they gave us everything that they actually did. Eventually, these two and 3 other families created to form Let It Echo as a support group within the Philippines. And then use the power of the internet to raise awareness of your campaign and to create a community of supporters. So basically we made a Facebook page. We created a Facebook group for our support group. We used Google+, Twitter, Instagram. My husband sent a lot of emails to his workmate, and we also have a website. We used a YouTube channel to upload videos of what's going on with Maven, and we also use different fundraising platforms. So you just have to make sure that these platforms are actually working in your country, because we found out that with Fundraiser, that was the platform that we used. We need to make sure that the PayPal account that was linked to it was either based in the US or some other country, not Philippines, so that we could actually get the money from it. So I had to ask my mom, can you do it since she's in America? So basically, we don't encourage a lot of our members to go for these different fundraising platforms, because our country, the people in our country, they're not that used to the idea yet. They prefer the old school, like they send money directly to the bank account or to different channels for sending the money. Then the reason why it actually worked for us is that because it's a country of 104 million people with a penetration of internet users of around 66%. So if we post something, it actually gets to be seen by a lot of people. And there are around 57% of that population who are active mobile social users. So I got this information from the social media guru that's actually a friend of mine. And so basically you have to tell them what you need and provide them options on how to help and how to get in touch with you. Because there are others who would be sending out their pleas of help, but they don't provide what they actually need, how much they need, when they need it, and how to get in touch with them. So when these posts actually get shared among the community, whether it's within their friends or strangers, it's like, okay, I've seen this post, but how do I get in touch with the parent? What can I do for them? Where do I send the money? So when you send out a plea, it has to be complete. It has to be smart. It has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded. And be transparent. So when you have a campaign, you need to be transparent in how much you've actually got, from whom you got it. Then give constant updates. Remember, the updates actually act as an advertisement in your campaign. It reminds them of what you are, of what you're doing, and where you are actually. So the updates will help grow your community and help raise awareness. So with the updates that we've been giving, we started our campaign for Maven April 26th of 2012. So roughly 10 days after that, we got around 41,000 pesos. Then a week after that, money started pouring in. Then we just kept on updating them on a weekly basis. And network with key people. So I used to work in the insurance industry. So there were times that I would bump into people in different sectors of the community. So I would ask them for help, and then eventually when it went to our support group, I would just volunteer to meet up these people who might be of help to our community. So that's how I got to meet Sir Rob Rowman of Gifts of Life Foundation. And we also tapped into other people. We have a social media community within our country, so they've seen our story and they asked us if I wanted to share our story. So that was also part of raising awareness. And there are also conferences that we would actually volunteer. I would volunteer, okay, can we share our story there? And they would be glad to give us a slot for it. So yeah, so volunteer to echo your stories as well. And match patients to appropriate programs. Well, in our case, the fundraising campaign was a success. But there were times that during, as a support group already, there were times that we couldn't tell them to do fundraising because their mindset was actually poor in the beginning. They would actually say that, but we're just poor. I'm a housewife. My husband is just working and he's just earning minimally. So what am I gonna do? So if that is their mindset, they cannot go for a successful fundraising campaign. So what we did, we tried to get to understand the case of the patient, the parents' background, if they have an existing network. Because if they do, then we recommend them to do fundraising campaigns. But if they don't, we recommend them either to foundations. But if the case of the child is not acceptable by the foundations that we know of, we don't recommend them to the foundations. We really recommend them, you have to do fundraising if you want your child to live. So these are the reasons why we have to match the patients, because it's not working. Hello. It's working, right? Yep. But basically, the next slide, it will actually show you part of the survey that we did recently. It shows the areas on how they actually got to the surgery. Yes. So where is it? Okay. So basically, this is just part of the survey that we did. As you can see, this one, it's actually through foundations. So surgeries were done through foundations. So more surgeries were done through foundations, but as you can see, the green one actually means that they needed to wait around 1 to 5 years from diagnosis until they got the surgery. So most of these cases had to wait a lot of years in order for them to get that second chance. So I intend on sharing this to, let's say, to the government, to other Rotaries, to other business people, so that they could actually help us with our cause. And allow the community to respond. So since they were already aware of what we needed when we needed it, so there were times that certain groups would come up to us, hey, we'd like to do a concert for you guys, and we barely knew them. Hey, we'd like to knit some bracelets for you, so the part of the proceeds will be going to you guys. Oh, that's so great. And then really, there's so many things that the community can actually do for you if you just tell them on what you need. You don't have to be specific, but you can just be open up about that. Okay, this is our campaign. We need help in raising money with this in this span of time. So they'll be creative. You don't have to dictate to them. You don't have to lead them. You just have to tell them this is what you need, and they'll do the rest. And when the community responds, basically our campaign allowed us to raise this much money in 3 months' time. And for us, that was already a modern day miracle, because who would have known just by typing out, pouring out my heart on that afternoon would get us here. And deliver on what is expected. It's very important that since you already have their trust, you need to deliver on what you actually intended on doing with that money. So this is my son, Juan Lesquez, before he goes into the surgery. This was back in 2012, so July is his hardy anniversary. And this was him just a few days before we left. So that's our group. This is our echoing. We call our gathering an echoing because we echo our stories to empower the other patients within our group. So that's it. Thank you.